Go through this tunnel here, once again on the straight path, and Welcome back to Skylab-Gaming with your host, Skylab-Gaming Creation, and yes, we're back with the happiest game alive, Slime Rancher, and today, I'm going to show you guys how to find every single slime in the game. Now, with the exception of the gold slime and lucky slime, hopefully we will run into them in the process of this, so fingers crossed. Let's get started. So, first up is probably the most common slime, the pink slime. Except for your actual ranch, they're pretty much everywhere. You can find them literally everywhere. So as soon as you come out of the ranch, they're actually right in front of you. So the plorts aren't worth very much, but they're happy, they're pink, they're easy to find. What's not to love about them? Plus, I think all of the crossbreeds of the pinks look great. So if we continue on to the next area, you see it's just more pinks. I mean, when I say everywhere, I quite literally mean everywhere. So if you do continue on this main path and you actually hop over this little ledge, this is one of the first places that you can find tabbies. Now, the tabby slimes, they look like little cats, and unfortunately, this one has already become a pink tabby. And he also would like to boop my face. You may. So this is one of the earliest places you can find tabby slimes, but if you go a little bit further, you can definitely find more. And also, I'm not going to suck up a lot of these plorts because I've already got more money than I know what to do with. So, but as you can see, their plorts are everywhere. So if we keep on going in the straight path, we come to this little overhang arch area here. So, and here you will find the rock slimes. Now they eat vegetables, so if you get carrots early on, this is really a great way to go. Now, mixed in between here, you're gonna find lots of largos, usually of the pink rock variety. Now, something to note, you can't suck up largos. You can't, as happy as they are. You can't actually get them into your backpack because they are too large. So, what you need to do is suck them up when they're small, before he eats that plort. And then you get them into your inventory, bring them back to the ranch, and then you can crossbreed them with whatever you want. So let's keep it going here. Since it is nighttime, this is actually a great opportunity to show you the phosphor slimes. Now, they can be found also pretty much anywhere on the ranch, but usually you don't see them spawn until you come to this overhang area at least. But you can find them directly in front of the ranch also. Really, the only prerequisite of them showing up is that it's nighttime, and they are not turning into tar. A quick note if you didn't already know, the tar, they can't be sucked up either. So you can't just blow them away, or use water to beat them up. So with that small crisis over, like I said, you can see here that the phosphor slimes only come out at night, and they're this lovely purple hue, and they glow in the dark. Because there must be some kind of phosphorus inside of them. Anyways, this is the second area that you can start finding the tabby slimes. Also not as common in this area, but you can find a couple. Now, if you go ahead and go through this tunnel here, once again on the straight path, and we did it, guys! We found the gold slime! We did it! No matter how many times that happens, I will never get tired of that. And it usually happens... Finding the gold slime usually happens when I'm not recording, so or something terrible happens to the recording. So I am super happy that I actually managed to capture getting the gold slime this time. So technically you can shoot whatever you have in your backpack at it. You just have to be careful to not knock it over a cliff though, because sometimes it will not drop the gold plort. And sometimes if you shoot plorts at it, it won't drop the gold plort. No idea why, but you can't suck them up. All you have to do is shoot something and then pick up your hopefully dropped gold plort. So if you continue through this little narrow passage here, you'll find more tar because of course there's always tar. Okay, so in this area you'll find more phosphors and you'll also find an abundance of tabbies, but usually more so during the daytime or if they haven't already been vastly crossbred into Largos. Even while you're out adventuring, it only takes a second to destroy the tar, and if you are searching for a specific slime, it's definitely helpful, so just watch out. I have upgraded health, but if your health's not upgraded, they can actually hurt you and even kill you, so make sure you be careful out there, slime ranchers. So here, if you haven't already got it, is a Tabby Gordo that will teleport you back to the base. Very handy teleporter, because it is also a two-way. So if you continue onwards here, you'll find yourself on the other side of your base. Like I said, very, very handy. Now, if we do go ahead and cross the bridge here, through these angry slimes, if they do have this scary look on their face, those are not docile. Those are aggravated slimes. They will try to hurt you. Watch out. So if we do skip all the way across here, get across this bridge, and head on formally through where this door was, you'll find yourself on the other side. And this is the moss blanket. Now you're going to find a couple new slimes here. So this is really what I would call the second main area where you're going to find slimes. So let's go ahead and drop in here, see what we can find. So as always, you'll find pinks everywhere. Like I said, you also find an abundance of tabbies here. So this is another good place to get tabbies en masse. Uh-oh, explosions. So this is the first area that you will start finding a bunch of these boom slimes. Now, they explode. Watch out for them. After they explode, they take a second to regain their composure, and then they can keep on exploding. Nasty buggers at that. I'm sure they don't mean it though. But if you look closely here, you'll see these little blue guys. Now, these are puddle slimes. You'll find them in pretty much every puddle or small body of water that's throughout the ranch, but you usually have to go either here or into the quarry to find more of them. Now these guys are shy and they can only exist in water, so just let that be known. So for instance, if you were to suck one into your backpack and you shot it at a wall, he wouldn't do so good. Look at him! He's so terrified! What? How dare you boop me! Now, otherwisely, if you put him in water, boop, they will continue to make plorts because they consume, they eat, drink, absorb the water is what they do. And then they make plorts. So they sustain themselves by water. Pretty simple. So also in this area at nighttime, you will find an abundance of phosphor slimes. When I was actually originally doing the farm, I came here first to get a bunch of phosphor slimes, and that made it a lot easier to have, you know, like a 10 or 11 or 12 stack. That way you can start racking up those new bucks real quick. Now, while you are going through here, you'll see a myriad of combinations of the pink booms. Like I said earlier, just watch out for their explosions and you'll be just fine. So if you do come to the back side of the moss blanket here, you'll see this huge pool, and more often than not, there's a number of puddle slimes in here. Now, if you don't see them at first, don't be afraid to jump on in and take a look for yourself. Oh, and what do we have here? A hunter slime. Woo! Yeah, eat him up. Eat him up now. All right. And, oh, that's right. He is a Largo. So unfortunately, the hunter slimes they're invisible except for their eyes. Now, this one's already a Largo, so I can't actually capture it, unfortunately. But at least you guys got to see that also. Now, you can find them here, and you can also find them in the Indigo Quarry. But they are pretty rare. They might be more rare than the gold slimes, actually. So definitely at nighttime, keep your eyes peeled for those big, bulged eyes. Now, also scattered throughout the moss blanket, if I haven't already mentioned it, is also these honey slams. Now, these guys are happy. They're full of honey. These are probably, besides the tabbies, these are probably my favorites. All of them are my favorite, but I really like them because look at the little honeycomb on their head. They just want to boop you and be friends. So pretty much throughout the entire moss blanket, you'll also find honey slimes. I haven't found any area that has, you know, like a specific concentration of them. They're just everywhere. So as soon as you come in, take a look around for these golden yellow fellas, and I'm sure you'll bring plenty of them home for those sweet, sweet new bugs. All the way around here, this is the area that I would normally go to find honey slimes, because they do have I think they have more spawns here than anywhere else on this very backside, but like I said, you can find them throughout the moss blanket. Now, if we actually go all the way through here and stop to look at the mysterious island. Ooh, mysterious island. If you actually go all the way around here, there is another teleporter that actually takes you right next to your house. And it actually takes you right next to your house, so it is very, very handy. Now, we do have a couple more. We've got the rad and the crystal to go. So, let me show you that. So just in case you don't get turned around too bad here, I will show you directly how to get to the Ingo Quarry. So, head out straight, and you keep on going straight pretty much until you get to that overpass again, bypassing the literally hundreds of pink slimes. One day I'm just gonna see how many pink slimes I can fit in a cage. I bet you it's like, it's gotta be like 100 or something crazy. Alright. So, once you get to this overpass area, you're going to take the first right through this cave. Now, watch out, because this area is death. Which means more angry slime. Oh, they're so angry. I don't want anything to do with your anger. So once you go through this place that formerly had a door, you will get into the Indigo Quarry. Now, this is where you will find the last two types of slimes, but there is rock slimes, pink slimes, all sorts of combinations of them, and also the rad and the crystal slimes. So, go ahead and head on through here. Through the deep and dark cave. Ooh, spooky cave. And once you go through that entire thing, look at that! It's rad slimes! So, it's easier to see the rads for certain during nighttime, but kind of like the honey slimes, you'll find them all over this area. You just have to keep your eyes peeled for that lovely, lovely green aura. Just be careful, because if you get too close to that aura, you'll start taking radiation, and once it gets to 100, you will actually take damage. Don't do that. Don't become an irradiated rancher. That's very bad. After you take care of some tar, you can continue on over here, and I showed this previously in the crystal slime video, but if you missed that, this is the volcano right here. So if you head on through here, go through the passage, and hey look, it's a volcano. And what's in the volcano, you might ask? Crystal slimes! Crystal slimes doing crystal things! And, as always, the myriad of largas that they create. So there's also booms in here, but by now I would presume you probably have a couple booms. So we're gonna head on out of this exit here, and it's a loop around cave, and I will show you one other spot besides the puddle slimes here. I'll show you one other spot that you can find a number of rads. So if you head across the bridge here, here's usually a pretty good spot to find some rad slimes. Now, like I said, don't get too close, because while they do look lovely and friendly, they are irradiated. Now the other thing that's actually of use here that you can find is the odd onions and the oka oka. Now I may have to do a separate thing on vegetables and fruits, but for the most part, if you're exploring around, you'll find just about every vegetable and fruit that there is, except for the odd onion, which you will find occasionally in patches of carrots. Now, that said, let's go ahead and head back to the house. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for this time. And as always, if you ever have any questions about the game, or you'd like to see a guide on something specific, then please, let me know in the comments below. And also, as always, what is your favorite slime that you saw today? Until next time, this is skylab-gaming signing off.